Good evening and thank you for joining us, those of you that are here and those of you that are joining us remotely. If you'll all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, we will get started. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So on our agenda, we have a space for public comments. On our agenda, we have a place for public comments, both at the beginning and at the end of the meeting. Do we have arrangements to take questions to address at the end of the meeting?
Yeah, so have them text my phone number, which is, you want me to just say it?
Yes.
All right, so any questions that people have can be directed to my cell phone number, which is 603-933-0973. And I figured what we could do is we could kind of start collecting questions. Then maybe in the second session, we could try to do like a Q&A or something to that effect.
Thank you, Nick. Is that number on the website?
It's been put in a number of places. I can make sure that it's up for people to see.
Thank you very much. Okay, changes to the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion that we add the resignation of. I'd like to make a motion that we add the resignation of David Riley to the consent agenda. Second.
Thank you for the motion, John. Thank you for the second, Charlie. I understand this resignation is effective April 9th?
April 9th, I believe, yes.
And we will be sorry to see David go. All those in favor of the change? Aye. Opposed, abstain, and we shall do this in roll call vote style because we have a member attending remotely, Alicia. So Patty Farmer says aye. Aye. Marcia Gustafson Beltate says aye. Heidi Graff says aye. Alicia Stenerson says aye. Charlie Graff. Jeez. Charlie Eicher says aye. And John McCarthy and Laurel McKenzie says aye. Motion passes 7-0-0. Boy, this meeting will go a long time if we have many motions and actions. Any other changes to the agenda? Not at this time. Okay. So, superintendent's report.
Thank you. So it's been about a week since I made my last superintendent's report, and I think that a lot has transpired since then. Before we were talking about preparing for remote learning, and now this will be our third day for that. Overall, the information coming my way has been positive. Certainly there are glitches within the areas of internet connectivity. I will be sending out tomorrow, hopefully, a variety of small pieces of information to families, not to inundate them, but also with that would be opportunities for them to contact local providers with those providers' names, as these local providers have indicated that they would, at least for 2 months, be able to provide free Wi-Fi, is what I'm reading on their sites. The students with whom I've heard from and also the teachers have all been very positive, all been hard at work. I think that we're all going to learn a lot through this process, both the families, the school, the teachers, the students, a lot of valuable lessons, and I'm excited about that, the learning process. Certainly, I know that this is a difficult time for many, not just because of the schooling, not just because of all that, because we all are juggling a lot of different things. during this time period. The one thing that we're doing here to hopefully alleviate some stress is that starting Monday, we are going to be doing a distribution of the breakfast and lunches. So I had a survey go out this past Friday afternoon, collected it until 10 o'clock this morning. We will be asking for more information later on, but we needed to have a cutoff so that we could set bus routes in order to deliver. Tomorrow, we'll be putting out information to those individuals as to the directions, what time that the food will be there, how to pick it up and so forth. We've got to have processes for that. So we're excited that we're starting to use our bus company in that way to be able to provide this service for our families. I'm happy to say that within our survey that we gave out, the individuals who had been using over the first 2 days, Thursday and Friday, the lunch and breakfast process pickup here at the middle school, as well as for the Ringe Memorial School, that all expressed that it was a very good experience, or an excellent experience. And I gave that information to the food service today, and so they're busy with all the information that we gathered. They're going to be making the lunches, and the bus company has their routes. And then as we do that, we'll be looking at other ways to support our families, whether it be through materials distribution during that time frame. If people need, for instance, a Chromebook and they can call up, maybe we can be able to deliver that to an area, location. The delivery is important because it's difficult for a lot of people to come here at a very specific window of time, as well as that specific window of time conflicts with some of the school times that we have. So we're just trying to make sure that we're doing better and better all the time. So that's about it for now, I think, for the superintendent's report. Do you have any questions or thoughts?
I just have a comment. I just want to thank all of our staff, everyone. I know everyone's been working so hard under very difficult conditions, and clearly you've all done a wonderful job, and thank our families as well, because, you know, on top of this being just an incredibly fast transition, everyone in our society is dealing with a layer of stress that is unlike anything we've ever dealt with before. And I think we need to be mindful of that and continue to be mindful of that. I think hopefully we have been, but I personally would like to say thank you to everyone who's put in such a great effort, and I hope we can continue to work through it in the most positive way possible.
Here, here. Next, we have our consent agenda, our revised consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Charlie moves that we approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
Patty Farmer seconds. Patty Farmer says, in roll call vote?
A roll call vote for in favor of passing the consent agenda. Aye.
Aye. Marcia?
Aye.
Heidi?
Hi.
Alicia?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Laurel, aye. Motion passes 7-0-0. We'll get there at this. Next on our agenda, we have discussion, school district calendar. Is there any information to look at with respect to this?
So the discussion around the school district calendar is twofold. One, for just a brief discussion about the school district calendar this year, and then also for next year. So right now we work very closely talk about the next year calendar. Around this time, and certainly by April, we have a calendar for the following year. We've been working with 2 other districts on this. We're still waiting for some information to come our way prior to putting forth a calendar that we would vote on. But there are some attributes to that calendar that have nothing to do with either Conval or Messinic. They're It's about conversations that we've had here before. And so that conversation is within the elementary school, just the concept of having maybe 3 half days or early release days for the purpose of staff having opportunities to look at data, digest it, make decision-making and so forth. So really kind of increasing the time for PLCs for elementary schools. This wouldn't be proposed for middle school or